It's my pleasure to introduce retired Lieutenant Colonel Marcell Strbich, U.S. Air Force, running for Ohio Secretary of State.
My MO is to never speak behind a podium until you elect me. Thank you. This is a wonderful club. You have a deep history, and I'm here with many friends and many supporters. My name is Marcell Strbich. I did not anticipate running for elected office, but sometimes when your country calls you to serve and there are serious systemic issues, sometimes it takes a political outsider and a problem solver. I served 20 years in the Air Force. I got my beginnings fighting the war on terror. I eliminated terrorist targets across 4 different continents: in Iraq, Afghanistan, the Horn of Africa. These experiences, some would say, you don't have government experience. Oh, I've got a lot of government experience at the Pentagon. In the type of organizational leadership experience that took me to work for the vice chairman, the #2 military official. That's not bad for a first generation American kid who grew up in Chicago. Wasn't a lot of Republicans that I could vote for in Chicago, so I longed to get to Ohio. When I got to Ohio, I married my wife. She's from Delaware in Mahoning County. She's my rock. She kept me solid and straight. And of course, in 2020, I fought for military service members so they wouldn't be thrown out because of the COVID mandate and the DEI. I did that at the expense of my career. I didn't get to rise to the rank of colonel because I stood for something. How nice would it be if we start electing Republican statewide that are not afraid to offend each other or are willing to say the right thing? We have a merry-go-round system. I experienced it on Friday. I came with best intentions to present my case. I explained to the Republican Party why it's important to have an outsider to make people enthusiastic. Because in 2026, we have a deficit, folks. That's why I went across 50 different counties. That's why I have hundreds of volunteers. You see them in this room. These are the people that are going to win us the 2026 election. So say what you want about me living in Ohio for only 3 years. I'm active duty. I didn't serve myself in Columbus for 15 years and have nothing to show for it. I went around and I gave everything that I possibly could for this country. And that's what it's going to take for us to restore greatness, to restore President Trump's agenda. Let me tell you what I'll do for you on election day. If you elect me, we're going to go to a same-day in-person voting system. We're going to keep, thank you. We're going to keep mail-in ballots for valid reasons if you have a justified excuse. So if you're elderly, if you're not in the precinct, you'll still have 28 days to do that. We're not going to restrict that. We're going to finally stop third-party voter registration groups that are defrauding Cuyahoga, that have defrauded Hamilton. There was never a reason to allow these groups in the first place to handle ballots and to handle votes. We're going to end drop boxes. This ranked choice voting bill. Ranked choice voting is wrong. Some have tried to distort my position. Here's the problem with the bill that just is about passed today. It's going to create a backdoor. So when the Democrats sue, the judges are going to remove that safeguard. And as a result, we're going to end up having it in a few years when they say the Secretary of State doesn't have the authority to deprogram funding because we are a home rule state. Folks, I have studied the election laws, the policies, and the procedures like it's my business the last 3 years. I didn't run for governor. I haven't auditioned for lieutenant governor. I came out ready to take this job on and deploy to Columbus for 4 years. That's why we're winning by 8 points in this race. That's why we have equal name ID, even though I've been out there for 10 months. It's why 4,600 people trusted me with their small dollars to give me the fuel that I need to compete. And let me tell you, I spend my money efficiently. I didn't spend $1 million in 6 months. I spent 1/10 of that, and I got 12 points. I'm going to win this race, no matter who says I can or we can't, because it's going to be the people that decide ultimately, and I will work the hardest for you. We will beat Allison Russo because, as you can see from my personality, I don't take any flack. I go out there and I say it the way it is. That's what our president does. That's why I'm carrying the president's agenda. We need a seasoned, outgoing person to tackle that, and they won't have anything on that. I also did not take money from people like Les Wexner. I didn't do any of those things. I've taken it from people who are working hard, everyday people. That's something the Democrats can't hold against me. So think about that when we get ready to take this election on, guys. We are going to lift up this ticket from the Secretary of State. Election day, remember this, election day, not election season. We're going to get back to vote-earning campaigns and not ballot-gathering activities. I am Marcell Strbich. It would be my honor if this very iconic club gave me the endorsement. If not, I will still come back and I will work very hard for you regardless. I thank you all for this opportunity to serve you. yet again after 20 years of service. God bless you all.